Good morning, brothers and sisters out there. I know, guys, you are on vacation. I know you might be anywhere part of in the world where you go and having good time and relaxing with your family, relaxing with your mother, your father, your uncle, because that's the time for you to have a little bit of time to relaxing. So I know some of you have family that's not, feeling well, might be in the hospital or might be having operation or something. So feel well and stay calm on the name of God. Like for those of you, you might hear me for the first time. I always telling you my name. My name is Alex Calixty. I am not a shop steward. I am not a delegate, but I am a kind of advocate out there. When I hear news, when people call me, I always go and search and asking questions, because a lot of people, I am not going to say they depend on me, but might find a kind of trusty from me to ask me questions, and I will come and tell them this is how it's supposed to be. This is how. I'm not too sure, or I'm sure. Go and ask your shop steward or call your delegate. Guys, in the school bus industry, a delegate or shop steward, they should be able to answer all of your questions out there. And if they don't know those kind of questions, you ask them, they could do the same thing like me. Backed up, go and look on memorandum of contract, where they call it MOA. When you heard they told you about MOA, it's a memorandum of contract, memorandum of agreement. That's what that means. Memorandum of agreement. For those of you who always like watching me, guys, this is a very tough job I'm doing out there. It is. Whatever I could say something good, it could be against me at this period of time right now. Whatever I'm doing could be against me. If I don't do it right, it could be against me. So you have to know that. You have to put it in your calendar when it's arrived and you say, Alex said that. Now, this year, I will have the most challenge in my life in the school bus industry I ever had this year. And it starts. And I will come and explain. Stay tuned to see how people is. And me, I am very smart. I will always continuing giving you information out there, even I am going to be fired maybe a day for giving you information, for open your eyes, for educating you outside. Okay. I received several phone calls, guys, from people all over the places concerning the bonus check. Concerning the bonus check. What is the bonus check? A bonus check is a second check the company give you according to the agreement they sign with your board union, according to how you working, the money you're supposed to get, and you don't get them, they give you a bonus check. They give you a bonus check on Christmas. Long time ago, they were giving a bonus check on February. They don't give it anymore. Maybe the union and the negotiate it give it away. And they give you a bonus check on Easter. Okay. If you newcomers, there is a way for you to have those checks. There is a way. It's on the contract. I'm going to read it for you. You might not understand it. Even people might read it for you. If you go to the second page of the Memorandum of Agreement, MOA, you flip the first page, you go to the second page, and you go all the way in the back, all the way at the bottom. That's where you find how the newcomers is not going to get this check. It's explain you when they're gonna deducting your salary to pay into your pension. How they gonna doing it. So it's very, 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 very complex. For the old-timer, they go and take it from our bonus check. So what they take on our bonus check, it's a union medical. A lot of people claim they are not supposed to take union medical. So they do take it. And when you look on your pay stub, they do not take strike fund. The strike fund, they did not deduct it. So people asking themselves why they did not take the strike fund, and they have to take medical, the union medical. And people keep on thinking they charge them this money twice. So the regular check, they check it, they charge it, and they still charging on the regular check the strike money. And on the bonus check, they do not charge them the striking, the $2 strike, and they do charge the union med, the union midi on Pioneer, they call it the union midi. Okay. This is what the second page on our agreement saying. I'm going to read it for those of you who new in the school bus industry. So when it's happened, you know exactly why it's happening. So what the old-timer is asking, the old-timer asking why they have to deducting the union med on the bonus check. Why don't they do the same thing like the newcomers to charge them for the, okay, that's what they say. They're saying there is no provision on the contract for the union to deduct this money. Let's read this concerning the newcomers. Increase employer contribution by 2 per week per employee each July. Increase employee contribution by 1 per week on July 1, 2026. B. The fully pension payment shall be deducted from Easter adjustment check. Employer not entitled to be Easter adjustment shall continue by making 4 payments over the last 2 months of the school year, May and June. Omit language regarding weekly contribution in June and continue monthly contributions. I always telling people that, guys. The way they formulate those sentences with certain words you don't know, that might confusing you. And maybe you go to an old timer, maybe you go to the shop store, or maybe you go to the board union. But sometimes even you see black on white, they might telling you different things because they have a way to try to make you understand something you do not understand. And because you do not understand and they play you around, you have to be careful. So what they telling you right there, the newcomers, because you don't have no bonus check for them to collecting the money for the pension fund. So what they do, like those 2 months, by May and June, they have a way to collecting that money while you're working. But us, if you go to medical, I was reading on the pension just now, the pension. So how you pay the pension while you are not working, how you paying the pension. Okay, that's mean this week you are not working, you're on vacation. So how are you going to contribute in the pension fund? You're going to contribute on the pension fund if you're the newcomers. Starting on May and June, they're going to deduct you every single week on your paycheck until 2 months for you to pay that money. How much they charge us? They charge us, the old timer. They have us paying, in which a lot of people saying they are not supposed to take it from the bonus check. $50.95. $50.95. Okay. When you go to the medical say eliminate co-pays for radiology, X-ray, CT, PET, scans, and MRIs, and lab work. B, single coverage of 90 days, effective the first day of the month following ratification. B, 30% increase in employer contribution each July 1st for year 1-3, year 4-5, increase to be determined by the Board of Trustees based on actuaries' recommendations. E, the threshold of the low reserve additional 2% contribution shall be increased from 3 months reserve to 4-month reserve. Employee hired after 2013 continue to pay the same cafeteria as those hiring prior to 2013. Omit language regarding weekly contribution in June and continue monthly contribution. When you look on those medical, you don't see no provisions there for the board union to charge the old timers the union MIDI. That's the way you see it on Pioneer. I don't know how you see it if you from another company. So there is no provision on this. This is where I read. If you go to page 2, you see where it said pension, and you see where it said medical. Medical, it's number 5. You read it, there is no provision to tell the union supposed to get paid that money on your paycheck. That's why a lot of people calling and say, hey, what is it? For a bonus check, they took pension. They took union medical. Why they do not take strike fund? Why they have to take medical? So guys, you have to ask questions. You have, when you get paid, this is why, I come up on the vacation day to send a video to explain it to you, because we did it last Saturday. We spoke a lot of questions. It's because when you get paid, you just take the pay stub. It's okay, they pay me this, or they kill me with tax, and you're going to spend the money. And they very smart too, guys. They waiting until you go into vacation to do that to you. So that's mean you happy you go into vacation. You are on a good movement, on a good spirit. You go into vacation. You're not going to pay attention of your paycheck. And some people always saying, oh, you know what? A lot of people out there don't have it. Me, I have some. I don't care if they take. No. It is what it is. Rules and rules, regulation is regulation. I don't think if you owe the union any kind of money, they're going to leave it for you. They take it automatically from your paycheck. The day you suspend it, the day you have a couple of days you sick, you don't come. The day you come back to work, the union start taking his money automatically on your paycheck. If you see kind of money deductible or deducting in your pay stub, you have to go and ask questions, and they have to show it to you where it's mentioned. Because I read the memorandum, because they're usually saying we're giving false information out there. I read what I saw inside the memorandum, guys. It is very important. Okay, last week I made a statement where everybody in Pioneer heard it, where the shop steward right away telling a lot of people, even me, there is no such thing. People getting paid 1 hour in the school bus industry. There is no such thing. Listen to this. I'm going to read it for you. If you go to page 3, where they said hours of work, number 8, hours of work. Keep reading it, because I was giving an example of how we do not have overtime anymore in the school bus industry. People getting paid 1 hour. For the time you killing, they only pay you 1 hour. And they paying you 1 hour too if your school released at 4:30. If you walk past by 4:30, like for example, if you go to a school, the school give you those children at 4:30, of course you have 1 hour only. It's there. I'm going to read it. And the shop steward said, no, there's no such thing. Myself, I'm covering a route in the afternoon. I have to knock my chest for the company to pay me 3 hours. Some people getting paid 2. Some people getting paid the full 4. At the last minute, the company paid me 4, but they paid 3. I knew what I was taking. The shop steward said that's not true. And it's make you believe what I'm saying. It's not true. Because of what? Because you don't have this in your hands. Because you don't read this. This is a good time for you, while you're in vacation, to read this, to understand it. It's gonna take you time to understand it. Look for so many words they twist, so many words you might not know what they mean. Go into the dictionary and read it. Read it, reread it again. Like I read it, I could explain it to you. You come up to me, I could explain it to you. You go to Legends, you go to anybody else, we explain it to you, especially when the shop steward out there and the delegate is twisting. They turn it upside down to make you understand what they telling you. And sometimes what they telling you is not true. It's on the board union profit. The whole working for the board union profit. I'm telling you, I'm going to read it, where the shop steward said, to you guys in Pioneer, when I brought this to you, and he said, that's not true. They are the only one who could give you information. They are the only one who could explain you exactly. They're always calling me fake news. And this is the fake news, if it's in there. Maybe I do not understand it. Maybe the way I give the information, that's not the way they put it there. They have to come and explain. Hour of work. Employee on a route with a regularly scheduled school dismissal 4:30 p.m. or later shall receive 1 hour. The 1 hour I was mentioning. Let me restart again for you to hear this. Employees on a route with a regularly scheduled school dismissal of 4:30 p.m. or later shall receive 1 hour of straight time or actual time worked from the time of NYC Public School designated dismissal time, whichever is greater. B. Employees who work past 4:30 p.m. due to a breakdown, accident, or staying with a child as directed by the employer, and excluding weather, traffic, and all other causes not specifically mentioned herein, shall be entitled to receive 1 hour of straight time or actual time worked past 4:30 p.m., whichever is greater. The calculation of additional pay does not begin until 4:30. Driver and attendant must present their time card to dispatch upon arrival to the yard on the day of said incident for approval of dismissal time. What I told you, what I just explained you, when I bring up to you last 2-3 weeks, and our shop steward say there is no such thing like this, I'm telling people. There is no such thing, since it's in the school bus industry, they don't pay people 1 hour. Now, anytime it's raining, traffic, you go and drop a child in front of their house, the mother is not there. You have a breakdown. Okay? Your school where you are, what you picked up, have a dismissal at 4:30. And you get there to the base at 7. You get there at 8. You get there at 6, at 5:30. Maybe when you get there, that's the time the mechanic is closing the yard at 8 o'clock. You get only 1 hour. Do I said so? Yes, my mouth explained it to you. But it's the memorandum that's saying it. So, my advice out there, guys, when an activist says something, if it's related to the memorandum of agreement, just grab your memorandum of agreement and look where it's saying so. When the shop steward says something on the memorandum agreement, go and take a look of it. Sometimes you're telling them something that's happening that's inside the memorandum. They might find it on the pension fund book. That's why you have to call the union. You have to call the board union to tell the board union, send you a book. Very important. What kind of book? You could be asking to for a memorandum. You have the right to ask them, please give me a memorandum. The board union sometimes play. They don't want to give you certain memorandum of agreement. For example, I've been looking for 209 book memorandum. They don't want to give it to me. You see, they don't want to give it to me. Because the 209 have everything for you guys, the newcomers. That was the best contract we might ever had. That's why we're saying we have to bring this contract, at least for the newcomers, to breathe a little bit. So I hope you understand what I was just trying to explain you guys. A lot of complaint on the bonus check. A lot of people call me and I told them, refer them to the shop steward. Even myself, I'm going to the shop steward. I'm going to the delegate to see what they're going to tell me. Because, you know, they have a contract book from the company, either from the union too. We don't have it on our hands. And that book might be like maybe 400, 500, 700 pages of agreement reading them. And this is a resume they give us. I bet you when we come back from vacation, they're going to tell you this is where it writing down. This is what that mean. They're going to tell you, okay, this is considered like 39 weeks. That's 40 weeks. That's why they take it away from it. But they already deducted from this regular paycheck. Why for this week, for last week, why they have to take it from. And also, I have to keep on reading the memorandum of agreement and find out how they doing this. I'm going to just explain it to you before I come and make any statements about it. We work. If you don't work on summertime, how you contribute on your pension plan? Yes, not medical, on your pension. If you don't work 2 months, how you contribute? There is a way you contribute. You might be forgot. The old timer, you should know how you contribute. Not too long ago, they have a way they deducting your pension plan money if you do not work on the summertime. I think it's May and June. The same kind of way with the newcomers who just arrive in the school bus industry. So they will charge you that pension plan money on those 2 months. And the old timer, that's the same way they charge you. They charge you the same kind of money on May and June if you do not work on summertime. What's that mean? The newcomers, if you not going to work on summertime, which like it's going to be mandatory for you to work. That's why most of you just now, even you're on vacation, you know you will not working, but maybe 8 or 10 of you will have to work. Yes, because you are at the bottom. The company itself don't want the old timer to covering those 8 routes. You'll be surprised. It is. I have proof. The company don't want the old timer to covering those routes because you are on top pay. They want people at the bottom. So, for example, you now, the old timer, you already pay for those 2 months coming. Because the way they're going to take it, they take it from May and June. And when you go to vacation on July and August, if you do not work, they already collecting those 2 months away from you. If you change your mind, you go and work, are they going to still collecting those money while you're working on those in the summertime? Open your eyes. It's an activist will tell you, open your eyes. How long they been doing this? I don't know. Check your pay stub. There is a way when you go to ADP, and to see all of your pay stub to see if you already paid for those 2 months, July and August, since May and June, and you change your mind, you say, let you go to work on summertime, you have to check to see if they still getting paid the pension fund money and your pay stub, and you have to look how long they've been doing that. They have to reimburse you. Bye-bye, everyone. Enjoy your vacation. Don't forget, love each other in the school bus industry. Back up each other. Educating yourself in the school bus industry, that's the key. I love you all. Have a nice vacation. Bye-bye.